Hi internet people, it has been approximately 4 million years since I made a video, question mark. I think I did one last spooky season sort of, but I haven't opened one, I don't think, with hi internet people in a very long time. So if you found this video and you have no idea who I am, my name is Catherine, and this channel used to be called Clef Notes, and I used to do like twice a week videos where I talked about like pop culture, nerdy stuff, books, kind of whatever. I used to also write for the Nerdy Girl Express, where I did a lot of book reviews. So I used to read a ton. Then I got very, very busy, and I had been sort of reading like sporadically, but definitely not as much as I used to. So I thought, since I actually got a bunch of reading done, that I would do an actual like, this is what I read, wrap up sort of thing. So within the past like week-ish, I have read 3 physical books from my library, and then I have listened to 3 audiobooks. Those are easier for me to do during the day just because I am not someone who reads along with the audiobook. I've never done that. My mom used to listen to audiobooks all the time when I was growing up, and so I'm just used to hearing the audiobook by itself without the book in front of me. I know a lot of people do the read while they're listening. I just can't do it. I think really because I listen to a lot of stuff solely via audiobook. They help me focus. I can listen to them while doing other things. So the audiobooks I did just listen to, but they're still books, so they still count. Anyway, I thought I would do these first because this list of books that I read is kind of chaotic, actually. So I went to the library in my town for the first time in forever and got a ton of books. But what's funny is like half the stack was horror thriller books, and then the other half was like fluffy YA queer romance. So the books that I picked up are the Do's and Donuts of Love. And what's funny is these are all like summer themed, which I didn't realize. This is super cute. I don't want to give a ton away, but the main character, Shireen, is in a reality baking competition in Ireland, which I did not realize when I picked this up. For some reason I thought this was set in the US, and I don't know why. But it's a really wild story, actually. So it's cute. I'm gonna put this down because it's so reflective. But in it, her ex-girlfriend is also in the show, and there's someone like kind of flirting with her, and it's all like very dramatic. There's all of this like sort of chaos and sabotage happening throughout the course of this baking competition. But there's donuts, and it's cute, and I really liked it. And there is drama, so like there's some stuff that like I just wanted to keep reading to know like why or what was going on. It's a little guessable, but again, I think it's like younger YA. My division of YA is pretty bad. I never know exactly what's like YA, what's like new adult. This definitely reads more like young high school, early middle school to me. I might have even read this when I was in like very early middle school, even like end of elementary school, but I read a bunch of books I wasn't supposed to read or were technically out of my reading range at the time. But I really, really liked it. If you like reality shows and like a kind of second chance romance situation, I would definitely read it. The representation in this is also amazing, and I really, really liked it. So next one is Going Bicoastal, which is also going to reflect. This is a sliding door style story. So if you don't know what sliding doors is, it's a movie where the character has like 2 different paths they can take, and it plays out both paths. Netflix just did, I think last year, a version of this that was also really good and reminded me a lot of this, especially because design was involved in that too. So Going Bicoastal follows, oh gosh, I read these all so quickly, Natalia, who goes by Nat and Tal and a few other names depending. So in this, she's bisexual, which is the bicoastal, even though it is bicoastal. Anyway, one plot line involves staying in New York with her dad, and the other one involves going to LA with her mom. And then you see each storyline play out. But what's really fun, and a lot of this happens with these sliding door stories, certain elements still happen no matter where she goes. So in these, whether she stays in New York, goes to LA, certain things come to her. Like she starts realizing things about her life because she's trying to figure out what she wants to do, who she wants to be, what kind of career she might want to look at. So it's really fun. I will admit, I like the New York storyline more, not just because that's where the queer romance is. She's bisexual, so both are technically queer. I'm bi, and I am with a woman, but I'm still bisexual, which is the same for Natalia. But I'm just saying, I liked the female love interest in this a little more than the male love interest. Nothing against him. He's sort of those like prickly and then warms up to the main character, and a lot of people really like that. I just didn't in this case. He grew on me, but I liked the redhead in the New York story a little bit more, and I like the setting of New York in books a little bit more too, so that was also sort of playing on that front. So I like the New York version a lot. I do like both stories a lot. There's a lot of growth regardless of which one you prefer, you can even like both of them the same. At the end, you do get to pick technically which of them was the actual storyline, which is fun. So the third physical book I just finished this morning was Rise to the Sun. I really loved You Should See Me in a Crown, so I really want to pick this up, and I did like it. The issue is it's all set at a music festival over the course of like one weekend, and I picked this up when it was still sunny, it was still summery. It's now not that, and so trying to read a very summery, sunny book when I was like, it's raining, I want it to be fall, was a little difficult for me. I do like the story, I liked where it went. If you like music festivals, if you like sort of a rocky romance sort of setup, I would definitely check it out. Also, if you love music, this is a great read. I just wasn't super in the mood for it. Still really liked it, but like, I was just like, it's raining, and I want to watch Over the Garden Wall, and I want to like prep for fall, and by the time I got to this one, it was working against it. The other ones, the audiobooks, I'm just going to show you on my iPad, because that's how I listen to them. So the first one is, bring it kind of closer, is You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, which is set at this like extreme scare camp. So our main character is the final girl, and I actually have her name pulled up, and her name is, all of these happen very quickly together. So Charity is our lead, and events start happening. There's a lot of very grisly deaths. It's very intense. The scare actors start getting scared. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a really good listen. I don't know if reading it I would have been as enthralled. Listening to all of the like graphic, like we have to run, we have to hide, we have to go, that sort of stuff was really fun for me, so I really liked that aspect. This one also is queer. All of these books are surprisingly queer, which I did not plan. Charity has a girlfriend. Her girlfriend does show up even though she doesn't normally work at the scare event, and that really plays into the story a lot, so I really liked that. It definitely has a twist at the end. I will not talk about it at all. I will say there is some like nefarious culty stuff, but I won't get any farther than that because I really don't want to ruin this for people, because I just thought it was really fun. If you want more details on it, I know other like actual booktube accounts have talked about this book. Also, Books and Lala / Kayla, I'm pretty sure read 2 of the 3 physical books that I showed, which was not planned. I just happened to see them and then remembered that she had read them, or at least mentioned them if she didn't read them. But anyway, the other one that I did on here, we're gonna click on it again, is another. Yep, Audible's just gonna play because it thinks that's what I want to do, but I can show you the bigger picture. Is The Last Girl Standing. I love Jennifer Dugan. I've read a bunch of her stuff, actually listened to a bunch of her stuff. My wife also loves her stuff, but they've all been like cute, queer, YA romance. This one still has romance, still has cute moments, is also terrifying. So a lot of this boils down to our main character, whose name I'm going to have to pull up because now it's like, did you really want to listen to it? Do you want to do that? It's going to keep telling me that. Sorry. Minor tech difficulties. I have never actually held this in a video, ever. So that's fun. But let me grab her name. So the 2 main characters and the actual relationship are here are Sloane and Cherry. And Sloane and Cherry are the only survivors of another massacre at a camp. So they have both survived what was seemingly a cult-based eco-terrorism group. So the story is following them, and Sloane is trying to figure out, why was she targeted? Why did she survive? Why is all this going on? And as the story progresses, we are focusing a lot on her mental health, her memories, what she thinks happened, what she knows happened, all that. It really delves into memory, and then Sloane's perception of everything around her, which I thought was really cool, and like threw me for a loop by the time we got to the end of it. So again, not saying anything more, but those 2 are very in theme, which was very fun. Last one I did, I am not going to try and pull up the cover. It's Clown in a Cornfield. I had heard mentioned a bunch of times, and I could get the audiobook, so I decided to listen to it. I liked the take. I thought it was very cool. It is super gruesome. There's a sequel that I have not listened to yet. I am curious though, so I will. In that one, the main character herself is not queer, but there's actually like a surprise queer moment at the end, and I was like, what? But I really liked that twist. It's not really a twist, but just sort of a reveal. So this one was very fun. It's just wild. Like, it was a wild story to read. If you don't like clowns, you might still be able to survive it, because the clowns may be scary, but not for the reason that I thought they would be. So I will say, I thought the clowns were like Pennywise style clown. That's not it. You can go into it thinking that if you want. You can go in thinking that I'm completely wrong, but it's a very wild clown choice. You will see. I still really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of these books. I would say that because fall is here, I would recommend Last Girl Standing and You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight first. But I really, really did like Going Bicoastal. I really liked the Do's and Donuts of Love. I just don't know if you'd want to read them now or hold off until the summer until it gets a little warmer. If it's warmer where you are now, I would definitely recommend them. I would definitely say Rise to the Sun, Music Lovers, you have to be in the mood for like a summery romance book. You definitely do, because while I still liked it, again, very summery and I just was not in the mood for summer. If you have any queer horror recommendations, let me know. I'm compiling a list. I have a bunch of books stacked in my room that I need to read. This is all chaos behind me, FYI. I need to reorganize, but this is where we are to film. Anyway, queer horror recs. If you want to see more of my stuff, which is very random, you can find me on Instagram at ClefGoEverAfter, exactly like this channel. And that's really it. Again, queer horror recs. I would love them. They would be great. Also, anything scary, spooky, Halloween-y, that would be great. All right. Bye, internet people.